Hey guys! So tomorrow is the 1 year anniversary of my other YouTube channel, which this is kind of a spin-off of that channel, and that means that a year ago tomorrow was my very first vlog. So, since I've been on YouTube for a year now, I thought that I would tell you guys kind of the story of how I got started on YouTube. Mainly how the Big Bang Theory and Skyrim led me to starting my YouTube channel. Back in about October of 2011, I was switching through the channels on the TV, and I came across a show that I'd never seen before. And I think they were having like a marathon or something on TBS because it had just gone into syndication. So they were really plugging it and they had a marathon. So I watched a couple of episodes of The Big Bang Theory. I absolutely fell in love with it. Around the same time, a video game came out that Kevin convinced me to buy. I had seen the commercials for Skyrim, and it looked okay, you know. Yeah, sure, there were dragons and things like that. That was pretty cool. But I'd never played any of the Elder Scrolls games, and I wasn't really a big gamer. So, I mean, basically before that, I played Lego games on the PS3, and that was pretty much it. So anyway, he talked me into buying it because he said, you know, hey, it looks really cool. It looks like a game that you would probably like, because he knows that I like things like Lord of the Rings and stuff like that. And it was fantasy, and he thought that I might like it. So I went out and I bought it, and it turns out that the only reason he wanted me to buy it was so that he wouldn't have to, and he could play my game. But I kind of took over the game. It was mine after all, and I played it for I don't know how many hours. I kind of am afraid to look at my save on the PS3 to see how long, but it pretty much took over my life. I was obsessed with Skyrim. So even though it was his idea for me to buy it, he hardly ever got to play. Anyway, so back over to Big Bang Theory. Not too long after I started watching it, I started reading fan fiction of the show. I had read fan fiction before, but mostly like Harry Potter. Yeah, pretty much only Harry Potter. So I didn't really know a lot about it, but I really got into reading the Big Bang Theory fan fiction, which, you know, yes, you can judge me. I read fan fiction, not a big deal. But then I started getting ideas of my own for stories, and I decided to write some of them down and wrote my own fan fiction. So yes, I write fan fiction. I haven't written any in like a year, but it's out there. It's floating out there somewhere on the internet, and you can probably easily find it, but I would advise you not to because it's not that great, and it's kind of embarrassing, but whatever. So, how does this all relate to starting YouTube? Well, when I write, I have a habit of researching so that I can get everything correct, or as correct as possible. And since The Big Bang Theory is about geeky guys who, you know, read comics and play video games and things like that, I wanted them in my story to play Skyrim. It was a game that I really enjoyed playing, so I wanted them to, in my story, enjoy playing it also. So I got the idea that in one of their conversations, Raj would mention killing the chicken in Riverwood. And I myself had never killed a chicken in Riverwood, so I didn't know exactly how that worked. I had just been warned against it, and I knew that people would attack you, but I wanted to see it anyway just to have a frame of reference, I suppose. So instead of going and playing it myself, because that would mean starting a war with the people of Riverwood, basically, and I didn't want to do that. So instead of playing it myself, I decided to get my good friend Google to help me out. So I got on Google and I searched for, you know, something along the lines of don't kill chickens in Skyrim or in Riverwood or something like that. And the first video that popped up, or one of the first ones that popped up, was Toby Games. And it was the episode where he kills the chicken in Riverwood and the townspeople attack him and all that stuff. So, so I watched the video and really enjoyed it. I thought it was hilarious. So I went and watched the rest of his Skyrim videos, and then I started watching his Minecraft videos and some of his other playthroughs, and subscribed. He was the first person I ever subscribed to, and I went ahead and watched his other channels, and I subscribed to those too. And one day, a girl named Monica was in a tree in one of his videos, and later she started her own YouTube account, and she played games and she did vlogs, and I thought, hey, she can do this, and Toby can do this, so why can't I do this? So I decided to go ahead and make my own channel, and at first I was very nervous about it, I suppose, because you're really putting yourself out there for people, strangers, to find you and watch you and make fun of you. But no one has really said anything too cruel, which is nice. And the ones that have said cruel things, I just kind of laugh it off because most of them are trolls and you just get used to it. But the first vlog that I did was terrible, honestly. And you can still watch it, it's on my other channel. And you can see kind of how far I've come from there. But yeah, I made that vlog and I posted it on August 16th, 2012, which means tomorrow, or possibly today, depending on where you live, I guess, time zones. But that was my YouTube debut, I suppose. And then I believe it was back in December, I made this channel and kind of moved all of my vlogs over to here and separated my vlogs and gaming, and it's turned out okay. I mean, I don't have that many people who watch, but that's fine, and the people who do watch, I thank you very much. So, yeah, that's basically how it all started. Big Bang Theory, Skyrim, fanfiction, Toby Games, Miss Monica, me. That's the story of how I started YouTube. And yeah, it may not be that great of a story, but at least I'm putting myself out there, and I think that is for the best for me personally, and I hope that you guys at least get a little bit of enjoyment from these videos that I do, even though most of them are, you know, not that great. Sorry. So I guess it's time to update you on what I'm working on currently, which is, of course, I'm going to be doing videos every Thursday. I have a list, I have my calendar all set up so that I know exactly what I'm going to post for the next few weeks. For about a month, I think, I know what I'm going to post. And I just have to make the videos. And also, I know back in April I said I was going to make a vlog about my trip to Boston, and I just never did. And I'm going to tell you why. It's because the footage that I have is some of the most boring stuff that I have ever watched in my entire life. So I'm trying to figure out a way to spice it up. Don't think it's really going to help. So just telling you now, I'm planning on posting it this weekend because I have a free weekend. So I'm going to post it. I'm going to edit it and post it, and hopefully you guys won't be too bored with it, but what are you gonna do? It was a pretty boring trip. So also, I know I told you once that I was going to write about my trip to Italy back years ago, and I still have that planned. I just don't know when I'm going to do it yet. The problem is I have pictures, I have photographs from my time there, but they're not digitized. And I do have my my notebook, my journal that I kept while I was there, and it's actually right here in front of me. This is it. It's just a nice little 70-page, one subject, wide ruled notebook that I happen to have with me, and it also has some poetry in it that I will not make you guys listen to. But let me see how many pages. This was a really, really long journal. I mean, I stayed there for a month, and I wrote every day in this journal, and sometimes I wrote a lot. So, oh, look at that. I have a chicken pot pie recipe. That's interesting. That's not Italian. Okay, so 70 pages. I have 70 pages, so I'm gonna have to try and condense that somehow. And yeah, don't know how I'm gonna do that. And put some pictures in it and all of that stuff. We'll see how it goes, and it may be a while before I get to it, but I will do it. It may not be until next year. Hopefully it won't be that long, and I may have to split it up into a couple of episodes. So we'll see. Also, in the coming weeks, I will be doing vlogs on things like hidden talents. What are your hidden talents? So be thinking about it, because it would be nice if you replied back with what your hidden talents are, or, you know, special talents, whatever. You'll see what mine are. They're not that exciting, but, you know. I'm going to do probably a couple of them on driving and why I hate to drive. So road rage right there. And I'll probably do a fish fingers and custard one. So I just have to go to get the custard. But there we go. That's what is coming up in the next few weeks. And I hope that I can make it entertaining for you. I know sometimes I can get very long-winded, so I'll try to make them short also, just like I'm trying to make this one short, but it probably won't be. Yeah. So, I guess that's it, and I will see you guys next week. So until then, bye!